Good evening and welcome on the news tonight. President Bola Tinubu, First Lady Oluremi Tinubu, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu mourn Akwa Ibom First Lady Patience Umoina. Lagos State Government to partner Africa Development Bank to boost health infrastructure. Security chiefs in Lagos warn against violence as organizers plan for October 1 protests. And on the international scene, over 1 million people at risk as Storm Helene leaves streets underwater in parts of Georgia. We'll bring you details in a moment. Please stay with us. Thanks for joining us. I am Adetola Kayode. You're welcome. And we begin with a sad one where President Bola Tinubu has extended his heartfelt condolence to Governor Umoina of Akwa Ibom State on the shocking passing of his beloved wife, Patience Umoina. On behalf of the federal government, the president commiserates with the Eno family, the government and people of Akwa Ibom State. The president joins them in mourning the painful and profound loss of the state's first lady who has supported Governor Eno's administration. In a statement from the Office of the Special Advisor on Information and Strategy, Bayo Ononuga, the president affirms that Patience Eno, as the wife to a visionary governor and an ordained gospel minister, embodied humility, resilience, and loyalty. President Tinubu acknowledged her golden initiative for all, where she demonstrated her passion for serving the people and residents of Akwa Ibom State with love, honesty, and dedication, leaving a positive impact that will continue to inspire future generations. He trusts that her selfless service to improve the lives of women, children, and the vulnerable will forever remain an important part of Akwa Ibom's history, a legacy that will continue to inspire and be appreciated by future generations. President Tinubu commits the grieving family, friends, and relatives to the comfort of God, who is the source of life and holds the future of all creation in his hands. He expressed his trust in their resilience and strength during this challenging time, offering reassurance and support. And Nigeria's First Lady, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, has extended her deepest condolences to His Excellency, the Governor of Akwa Ibom State, Pastor Umoina, the children, family, and the good people of Akwa Ibom on the passing of the First Lady and Renewed Hope Initiative State Coordinator, Her Excellency, Pastor Patience Umoina. The First Lady said Mrs. Umoina was a God-fearing, remarkable woman full of grace and compassion who was committed to her family, the people of Akwa Ibom, and her dear nation. She said her kindness, humility, and dedication to the people will continue to inspire those whose lives she touched. In a statement from the Office of the Media Aide to the First Lady, Busola Kukoyi, Mrs. Tinubu said her thoughts and prayers are with His Excellency, children, family, and the entire people of Akwa Ibom State at this difficult time. She also prays the Almighty grants the loved ones strength and comfort to bear this irreplaceable loss. And the Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has sympathized with his Akwa Ibom State counterpart Umoina over the passing of his wife, Patience Umoina. Governor Sanwo-Olu, in a statement issued by his special advisor on media and publicity, Boyega Akoshile, described the death of Patience Eno as a great loss, a sad episode, and a personal loss, not only to the husband and family, but to the entire people of Akwa Ibom State. Governor Sanwo-Olu, while commiserating with Governor Eno, said although the Holy Scriptures are clear about life and death as one of the most constant human occurrences, it is usually not very pleasant when one loses a loved one. Governor Sanwo-Olu further implored his Akwa Ibom counterpart to take the death of his wife of many years in good faith and see it as the will of God. He urged him to have solace in the fact that the First Lady lived a fulfilled life, made positive impact, and left a lasting legacy. And moving on to other stories, the government of Lagos is ready set to partner and contribute to development and process that will yield increase, not just for the gross development domestic product of the state, but also what will bring maximum benefit for Lagos residents. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu reiterated this commitment when he played host to delegates of the African Development Bank Group led by Dr. Babatunde Omilola. We have details in this report.
Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu welcomed the team from the African Development Bank, this time from its Health and Human Development Division, led by Dr. Babatunde Omilola, who commended the governor and his team for doing a yeoman's job, especially in the health sector, said they are here to support the Sanwo-Olu administration in transforming Lagos into a 21st century economy, help improve the health infrastructure sector and the country at large. One of the goals is to help stamp out medical tourism, applauding the governor for exemplary vision in the health ecosystem.
Africa is losing $2.4 trillion annually in terms of annual GDP as a result of lack of investment in health. What you need in the state is a holistic, inclusive, and integrated health approach that can help you achieve significant gains, whether in terms of trade, in terms of investment, in terms of climate resilience, but also in terms of job creation. One of the things that we do at the FDB is really to boost the development impact of the continent. And so we are here principally to work with you, to support you in your transformation agenda for Lagos State.
Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu thanked the African Development Bank for deeming it fit to look into helping to improve the continent's health infrastructure, especially with the last experience of global imbalance that happened during the COVID threat. The governor said Lagos is ready in all ways to partner and commit to capacity building, increasing gross domestic product, and helping to upgrade the health sector strategically now and for the future.
We've had extensive discussions. It's really to see how quickly we bring this, to reality, and how, we can jointly develop a mutually beneficial, relationship that people will be at the center of it. Life will be changed. Processes will be improved upon. Capacity will be developed. Infrastructure will be built, and the entire end-to-end livability standard of human beings, quality of life, will be improved upon, and the country, the continent, can also position itself in the event of a global shock, like we saw, during COVID, and we can also, take our destiny in our hand. And be better prepared.
The two entities are looking forward to a partnership that works, whilst Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu sent warm wishes to the president of the AFDB and Nigeria's Akinwumi Adesina. Adetola Kayode, LTV News.
The federal government has announced that the 64th Independence Anniversary celebrations will be on a low-key to reflect the mood of the nation. The Secretary to the Government of the Federation, George Akume, stated this during the World Press Conference in Abuja. Akume said Nigeria's independence celebration will be on a low-key to reflect the current hardships Nigerians are going through, but assured that President Bola Tinubu's administration will remain resolute to addressing some of the challenges. He assured that the administration will remain committed to its promise of working seriously to deliver the dividends of democracy to every Nigerian citizen.
Diverse challenges, but we'll remain resolute in our inalienable destiny to build a strong and proud country that works for the good of all citizens, irrespective of status, tribe, religion, and creed. Let me assure you that this administration shall remain committed to its promise of working sacrificially to deliver the dividends of democracy to every Nigerian citizen.
The Minister of Information and National Orientation, Muhammad Idris, said President Tinubu is implementing a series of transformative policies and reforms designed to address the missteps of the past and set Nigeria to emerge as a formidable economic superpower in the near future.
We have initiated transformative policies and reforms aimed at correcting the missteps of the past and reposition Nigeria as an economic superpower in the near future. Despite global economic headwinds and the transitional pains accompanying some of the reforms, the President has remained focused in his efforts towards reviving our economy and returning the country to the path of prosperity and sustained growth.
The minister further called on Nigerians to support the present administration to ensure economic growth and accelerate development across the nation. The theme of this year's independence anniversary is reflecting on the past and inspiring the future. And Nigerians have been charged to continue to be hopeful, patient, and prayerful for a better country. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, represented by his deputy Obafemi Hamzat, made this known during the Jumat service at the Lagos Secretariat Community Central Mosque to celebrate the National Independence Day. Correspondent Olubukola Akinkole-Usho has the details.
64 years ago, Nigeria gained our independence, and since then, Nigerians have been celebrating our independence every 1st of October. In Lagos, Muslims converged on the Secretariat Community Mosque Alausa for a special Jumat service in celebration of Nigeria's Independence Day. The chief imam of the community mosque, Dr. Isa Abdul Mujid, says despite the challenges, he believes Nigeria will surmount it if citizens come together to find lasting solutions. He says Nigeria is blessed with natural resources. October 1st is also a day set aside for International Day for Older Persons. The chief imam urges government to have a ministry for the elderly where they can be assisted in no small measure. In a message of hope, Nigerians were urged to continue to hope for the best for the country.
It is no use reminding ourselves that fuel has more than doubled in its original price 6 months ago, that pepper is expensive, that whatever it is, landlords are throwing letters all over the place, giving impossible options of abide by the new rates or seek alternative and all. We do not need to take much of our time in that. The question everyone, I believe, is asking, the question everyone, I believe, should be asking, rulers and the ruled, is exactly how long does this last? Exactly how far do we push this before people break? Is there any light at the end?
Can we compare ourselves to Libya today? Libya was like paradise. What is Libya today? Or can we compare ourselves to Sudan and even Southern Sudan today? These were peaceful countries before, but because of lack of trust, lack of patience, and lack of belief in tomorrow and in God, those countries are what they are today. All the things that we've gone through in Nigeria, some countries have not gone through 1/10 of them, and there are no more to be seen today.
Lagos State Deputy Governor Dr. Obafemi Hamzat, while relieving the past on what was said about the situation of the country, says there are solutions to the challenges experienced. He highlights corruption, intolerance, and the breakdown of family values as some of the challenges bedeviling the nation.
We must sustain our economic stability. So how do we do that? So there is a plan. If you don't have a plan, then you have a problem. So for me, I'm optimistic. Optimistic because there is a plan, but we can now, as a people, argue about that plan.
The message of hope seems to be on the lips of traditional, religious leaders and even the government. It is hoped that the challenges experienced in the nation will be surmounted in no distant time. Olubukola Akinkolosho, LTV News.
And security chiefs in Lagos State have assured of continuous synergy and collaborations among security operatives to ensure safety of lives and property, create an enabling environment for businesses to thrive during the proposed October 1 protest. Leading other heads of security agencies at a stakeholders meeting, Commissioner of Police Olanrewaju Ishola reminds protesters of the court order restricting their actions to Freedom Park or Jota. Maugbe Josu reports.
After the August 1 to 10, 2024 nationwide protest on End Bad Governance, some groups have announced their intention to hold another one precisely on October 1st. As the day approaches, the Lagos State Commissioner of Police Olanrewaju Ishola and other service chiefs in the state met representatives of industries, business owners, students, religious and community leaders on precautionary measures.
We are not against anyone exercising his right of nationhood, if that's the way they see it. But we, as security agencies, we will do all within our best to ensure that the nation has a very good turnout on that day of independence.
We are not going to stop it, just like the CQ said, but people should go about it in a very civilized manner. But the security concern here is that we also have reports that some miscreants may likely or will take advantage of that to loot shops.
While acknowledging the fundamental right of citizens to protest, stakeholders warn agitators against anarchy.
We are addressing this. Our fear is that those who want to protest and promise that it will be peaceful, how peaceful can peaceful be? How peaceful can any protest be in Nigeria today?
Be able to go back to our various communities and groups to further appeal to our people to give government time so that they can give part to the current, to the ongoing reforms which make Nigeria to be better.
We should remind ourselves the ruling the court gave concerning protest, procession, or whatever acronym you give it, is still in place. Freedom Park at Ojota is a place anyone has the right to go to.
To the organized labor, the current economic situation has untold hardship on citizens, calling on governments to implement friendly policies and always engage citizens.
Times are hard. Nigerians they are very hungry, they are hungry. And life is becoming unbearable. I am so sure that those who are planning that, they have not extended it to us, but we've seen it, we've also read it, that there will be a protest on October 1st.
We strongly believe in addressing underlying issues. So please, I know very well that the political class strongly rely on you for intelligence.
Speakers also stressed that good dissemination of information will bridge the communication gap between the government and the governed. Maugbe Josu, LTV News.
The Lagos State government, through the Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture, has joined the rest of the world to celebrate World Tourism Day 2024 with a call on everyone to continue to harness the power of tourism in promoting peace, unity, and a shared understanding of the world. Ayola Adelisi has the details.
Lagos, as a dynamic hub of culture and commerce, understands the power of tourism in building not only an inclusive society, but a peaceful one. Through tourism, Lagos is able to connect with the world, break down cultural barriers, and offer a platform where differences are not just acknowledged, but celebrated. Commissioner for Tourism, Arts and Culture, Toke Benson Awoyinka, says Lagos will not only remain a key player in the global tourism landscape, but will also stand as a city that exemplifies how tourism can promote peace.
Lagos is a destination to behold. Lagos has everything that a touristic community has to offer. So we're definitely going to improve on that infrastructure. We're going to make sure that the experience in Lagos is different. We're going to start off with our slogan, which is Imagine Lagos. When you imagine Lagos, you imagine the things you need to do in Lagos.
I can be living in Bariga and I don't necessarily need to go to Lekki before I have fun. So what my office is trying to do is we are trying to look into these vulnerable areas and we are trying to create touristic assets in order for them to have fun. You can be in Nigeria and you can have fun without going to Lekki, without going anywhere.
His Royal Majesty Oba Abdulwasiu Omogbolawon Lawal urged all to be reminded of the vital roles they play in using tourism as a means to bring in peace to communities and the world.
Lagos is enjoying peace. That is why we have a lot of people coming to Lagos, trooping to Lagos. And government will continue to make the environment, enable the environment to be robust. And we as the custodian of culture and tradition, we also do our best to ensure that our cultural heritage, our natural heritage, the waterfront, the beachfront, we are protected and secured.
Tourism not only allows us to discover new landscapes and cultures, but also encourages understanding and empathy among diverse communities. Through our travels, tourism helps to break down barriers, foster friendship, and share stories across borders. Every interaction can serve as a bridge to mutual respect and solidarity, reminding us of our common humanity and offering a pathway to peaceful coexistence.
Local tourism is going to take precedence over international tourism. Thank you, Lagos State. Thank you for making sure that a day like this, tourism and peace is recognized, is celebrated, because it is part of what will continue to unite us as a people in a world gone mad.
This year's theme, Tourism and Peace, invites all to reflect on how tourism, beyond being a tool for economic development, serves as a bridge for peace, understanding and unity among people and nations. Ayola Adelisi, LTV News.
You're still watching the news on Lagos Television. Still ahead. Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Kudirat Kekereekun, to swear in 87 new senior advocates of Nigeria on Monday, September 30. That's in a moment. Please stay with us. Thanks for staying tuned. The Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Kudirat Kekereekun, will swear in 87 new senior advocates of Nigeria on Monday at the main courtroom of the court as part of the programs lined up to formally herald the 2024-2025 legal year of the Supreme Court. A statement by the Director, Information and Public Relations, Festus Akande, on the CJN will deliver a State of the Judiciary address with a view to highlighting the performance of the Supreme Court in particular and the Nigerian judiciary in general in the 2023-2024 legal year. In the same vein, other leading stakeholders in the judiciary sector will present speeches bordering on the state of the judiciary the country's judiciary system, and this includes the Honorable Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Chairman of the Body of Senior Advocates of Nigeria, and the President of the Nigerian Bar Association, amongst others. The Supreme Court commenced its annual vacation on 22nd July 2024, though the court started sitting on September 23. The new legal year ceremony is now being formally held in accordance with its tradition. The federal government has set aside 35% of all recruitment slots into the paramilitary services under the Ministry of Interior. The Minister of Interior, Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo, disclosed this at a special media party in Abuja as part of events marking his first anniversary in office. The services are the Nigeria Security Civil Defense Corps, NSCDC, Nigeria Immigration Service, the Federal Fire Service, and the Nigeria Correctional Service. Tunji-Ojo also disclosed that the ministry has completed a memorandum of understanding with the Nigeria Football Federation with a view to ensuring the overall development of inmates of the nation's custodial centers. The Lagos State Neighborhood Safety Agency is adopting new technologies and tools in its operations to strengthen community policing in Lagos. Speaking during an interactive session with the media, the general manager of the agency, Ifalade Oyekon, lauded the commitment of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu to providing adequate security for residents.
The media interactive session on the role of technology in community policing, creating new perspectives, had in attendance Chairman House Committee on Information, Strategy and Security, Honorable Stephen Ogundipe, who commended the agency. The lawmaker acknowledged that the present administration under Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has continued to invest in the Lagos State Neighborhood Safety Agency, steering the NLSA on the path of becoming a state police outfit. Driven by the commitment to enhance security, Honorable Ogundipe stated that the establishment of state police had been priority of the Lagos State House of Assembly, with the Speaker, Right Honorable Mudashiru Obasa's resolve to ensure the agency gets necessary support.
The Lagos State House of Assembly is seriously working on this, and it's a baby we want to happen, because Lagos is a very progressive state, and we've been clamoring that if there will be anything that will do to have a zero tolerance for crime and other vices in Lagos, we'll work hand in hand there.
General Manager, Lagos State Neighborhood Safety Agency, Dr. Ifalade Oyekon, stated that the use of new technology has greatly enhanced operations of the LNSA. Oyekon notes that the agency has deployed surveillance drones, vehicles, bicycles, scooters, and other tools, noting that these technologies have positioned the agency to effectively take on the task of state police.
The governor, Mr. Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu, will continuously engage in, the law enforcement outfit. We don't carry firearms, but we still need to protect life and properties. And that's why we are towing the line of, technology.
The agency had set up a situation room and software to monitor officers in real time on improving transparency, accountability, and efficiency, while units such as anti-human trafficking, marine patrol, and others were created to expand its operations.
We've just, presented to you how we monitor our officers. I told you when you're on beat, we can tell you you resume at this time and you close at this time. So if there is issue, we can bring it up that, okay, these officers, maybe proving an alibi now, that this officer is not there and this and that, and that's what we are doing.
With security as a major pillar of the Teams Plus agenda, the LNSA boss reaffirmed the commitment of the officers' proactiveness and alive to the responsibilities of actualizing a safer Lagos.
The Nigeria Hydrological Services Agency has stressed the need for those living around the River Niger and River Benue banks to relocate immediately to safe locations and secure their lives and property. In a statement, the Director General of the agency, Omar Mohammed, further affirmed that the steady rise in the water levels of River Niger and Benue has reached the red mark. He stressed the need for Nigerian citizens to heed the agency's warning by doing the needful, clearing their drainages and gutters, as well as making way for water runoff. He also emphasized that the prolonged rain that has persisted across the nation has caused some of the devastating flash floods. The Director General reiterated the agency's mandate regards management and development of the nation's water resources, stating that it will continue to monitor daily the water levels of the major rivers and tributaries, issuing flood warnings and alerts alongside providing flood predictions. Okobaba sawmillers have commended the Lagos State government for providing a conducive permanent site at Agbowa Owu Ikosi for them to carry out their businesses. They say the new site is fully equipped by the state government with modern facilities. Correspondent Bukola Taylor Cole visited the site and now reports.
Sitting on 30 hectares of land is the new Okobaba Timberville located in Agbowa Owu Ikosi, a promise made and kept by the Lagos State government. Okobaba sawmill is one of the largest sawmills in Nigeria, contributing about 80% of woods used in Lagos and its environs. Formerly located in Ebute-Metta, the sawmill accommodates over 2,000 sawmill operators. For several years, successive administrations in Lagos have made concerted efforts to relocate the sawmillers, and now it has come to fruition.
When Tinubu's government started,
that's 1999.
1999, okay. Then they wanted to, they could relocate us to Ejiri, in Ikosi local government. We went to Ejiri. We saw that agencies cannot satisfy our project. Then we refused to go. He gave us the opportunity to choose a place that will be better for our business. That's why we come to Agbowa. And immediately we introduced Agbowa to the government. The government took it up and began to make the preparation for the location.
At Ebute-Metta, the structure there were planks. The shanties, let me use that word. And there's no modern facilities at all. Nothing like restaurants, nothing like standard toilet, no even standard or no toilet. There's no toilet. There's even the electricity we use there. We share electricity with the community.
The new Okobaba Timberville is equipped with more than 200 workshops and offices, over 200 housing units, electricity and water facilities, as well as other modern facilities.
Okobaba has become a dead place for us. Even before we now agree to come here, this place cannot be compared with Okobaba. This place is a very modern, international sawmill operation.
We have 8 transformers, basically for the operational area alone, without sharing with any community. We have the structure in the Ebute-Metta, no director office, it's only this bashi something. But at Agbowa Owu Ikosi site, we have a block offices, well furnished with all electricity and everything. The shed here were built, though with wood, but with special woods. You know, Ebute-Metta is just a street to the place. But here, government created 4-lane road from Itokin Road down to the site.
Anytime our tugboat is moving our goods to Lagos, there is a place that we call Palava. Before we could cross over, there is a lot of losses that always come around. But with this, we are not going to be experiencing that anymore.
The sawmillers commended Lagos State government for providing an enabling environment for their businesses to thrive.
Lagos State government, especially Mr. Governor Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu, Omo Babe ni o. He's a man of dignity.
If you believe in Nigeria, we have responsive government in Nigeria, especially Lagos State government. Because for what they have done here, it has never been done in the whole of Africa.
The relocation of these sawmillers from Ebute Metta to Agbowa Owu Ikosi is part of the state government's initiative to make Agbowa a major agriculture processing zone and a viable hub for the timber and construction industry within the Ikorodu-Ekpe sub-region. Bukola Taylor-Cole, LTV News.
And still to come in the news. Federal government disburses 24.78 billion naira under National Cash Transfer Program to 991,261 households. That's in business news. Please stay with us.
Do you know that as a viewer,
On Business News tonight, the federal government has disbursed 24.78 billion naira under the National Cash Transfer Program to 991,261 poor households as part of efforts to alleviate poverty in Nigeria. According to a statement from NSIPA, the cash transfer initiative, spearheaded by the National Social Investment Program Agency, had beneficiaries across all 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory. NSIPA National Coordinator and Chief Executive Officer Badamasi Lawal said the disbursement was in line with President Bola Tinubu's renewed hope agenda, as he explained that the federal government had in August 2024 paid 3.83 billion naira to 153,038 households. Lawal stated that in September 2024, the agency shared 20.96 billion naira among 838,223 households, and each beneficiary household received 25,000 naira through their designated financial service providers. Lawal reaffirmed the agency's commitment to supporting the most vulnerable in society through social interventions. In a related development, the government said it disbursed the second tranche of payments to approximately 1 million beneficiaries of its cash-based social investment program. The Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edun, says the federal government has procured some imported staple foods, such as maize and wheat, to tackle food shortages in Nigeria. The minister made this known at an inter-ministerial press briefing as part of activities to mark Nigeria's 64th independence anniversary. He said the procured food items would soon arrive in Nigeria, emphasizing that importation is an interim measure to work side by side local food production. Nigeria is battling one of its worst economic crises in recent times, with rising living and energy costs, sparked by the twin policies of the government's removal of petrol subsidy and unification of the foreign exchange windows in May 2023. The Lagos State government is meeting its target on revenue projection, which will be used for development of the state. Special Advisor to Governor Sanwo-Olu on Taxation and Revenue, Abdulkabir Ogungbo, who made this known during an interview with our correspondent, calls on Lagosians to understand the perspective of government in improving the standard of living of its citizens.
And telling a lot of Lagosians the need to understand the perspective of government. So what we're doing, we have, since I assumed office, we have introduced what we call Lagos Revenue Portal. Lagos Revenue Portal is an initiative that simplifies bills payments, bills and payment, management, reversal requests and co. All these are put in place to ensure that the payers in the state are encouraged to interact with government more. We have introduced artificial boats, which allows for inquiries 24/7 and many more. So it is also an opportunity for us to say that we have grown this engagement and will continue to do, because we can't do it less. We can't talk less. So we're improving on all of these, and we hope that it will give us the desired result at the end of the day.
He says Lagos government is putting a lot of effort through various programs in developing the state. And that's all on business news. Up next are today's figures on the floor of the Nigerian Stock Exchange.
Vice-Chancellor, Lagos State University, Professor Ibiyemi Olatunji Bello, has commended athletes at the ongoing All-Africa University Games, FASU, for their compactness and sportsmanship conduct in the championship so far. Ibiyemi Olatunji Bello said the athletes have given a good account of themselves, both on and off the pitch. She praised the efforts of LASU athletes, who she said have continued to put up a good show at their various sports disciplines in the Games, which has athletes from 17 universities across Nigeria and Africa competing for honors.
It's an opportunity for us to partner with other countries, and also the students who are the main sportsmen and women. They have the opportunity of internationalization. They may also have opportunity of coming. They may have the interest in LASU to come and do their postgraduates and so on. So the benefits are enormous. LASU team is doing well, and we are very proud of them.
Lagos State University tops the medals table in some concluded events like judo and table tennis.
Through the Sports Trust Fund, a lot of things were donated. That really motivated the students to train hard for this competition. The sky is just our starting point. You know, this is the center of excellence, and only the best is good for Lagos State. So the chairman mentioned Germany. Number 9 and 10, he also mentioned them. A lot of scouts managers have been asking for them because they score television goals. So we want to showcase these students to the international world.
This is an international event, so we cannot afford shoddy things for the international community to see. So all of our facilities have been upgraded to the international standard to meet with the competing international standard worldwide. And that's what we are showcasing to the entire world.
It's getting good, it's getting well day by day. Student athletes are competing, and we have them from different.
Lagos State University LASU won gold in the table tennis team event, women's category, women's doubles and the men's doubles category.
Tripartite relationship, which has been good so far. Accreditation is done here. You can see that the participants, the athletes, they come early in the morning for their competition here, and then we go to for their competition. So it's so stressful, it's so seamless. It's sort of a more cooperation, more commitment, more dedication with the three, and we are enjoying it. So far, so good. We are excelling, we are competing, and then we are uniting.
The 2024 FASU Games, which is co-hosted by the University of Lagos UNILAG and the Lagos State University LASU, will end on Sunday, September 29th, with the closing ceremony at LASU. After ending tennis' longest losing streak for 52 years, China's Zhang Xiu is making up for lost time. The 595th ranked 35-year-old ended a dire run of 24 successive defeats spanning more than 600 days at her home tournament, the China Open, where she has now made history. having overcome 65th ranked American McCartney Kessler for her first win since January 2023. Zhang pulled off a massive upset by stunning US Open semi-finalist Emma Navarro to reach the third round. That made her the lowest ranked player to defeat a top 10 opponent in the tournament's history, with 23-year-old Navarro ranked 8th in the world. Zhang, the lowest ranked player to ever compete in the main draw of the China Open, the WTA 1000 event, won 6-4, 6-2. The two-time Grand Slam quarterfinalist had won her most recent match against a top 10 player, beating number 10 Caroline Garcia in Tokyo in 2022. British pair Jack Draper and Katie Butler are through to the next round of the Japan Open and China Open after wins against Hubert Hurkacz and Taylor Townsend. Draper, the 22-year-old, took 84 minutes to beat second seed Hurkacz 6-4, 6-4 in Tokyo, while Butler won 6-4, 6-4 against Townsend in Beijing in her first match since a disappointing second-round exit at the US Open. Draper's victory, his third against a top 10 opponent in 2024. After becoming the first British man to reach the US Open semi-final since Andy Murray in 2012, Draper says he wants to continue to emulate the Scot. Butler recovered from a slow start in Beijing to progress to the second round. The British number one failed to take 3 break points in the opening game and lost her first service game. But Butler recovered to win 6-4, 6-4, converting 3 of 12 break points along the way.
And moving on to news outside Nigeria, we hear Storm Helen leaves streets underwater in parts of Georgia, where the National Weather Service has issued flash flood warnings and said more than 1 million people are at risk. Helen, which made landfall in Florida last night as a Category 4 hurricane, has weakened to a tropical storm, but so officials warn conditions remain life-threatening. One of the biggest storms to ever hit the Gulf Coast, Helen is now barreling across Georgia towards Tennessee and the Carolinas after devastating Florida with fierce winds and flash flooding. 1 person was killed in Florida by a falling road sign and 2 people died in Georgia. Meanwhile, Georgia Governor Brian Kemp has issued an executive order authorizing 1,000 more Georgia Guard troops to assist with efforts in the wake of Storm Helen. The National Weather Service said earlier that tropical storm conditions are still occurring along much of the Georgia coast, extending north up into South Carolina. And it's now time for us to check out what tomorrow's weather will look like. And just before we go, let's take another look at our top stories. President Bola Tinubu, First Lady Senator Oluremi Tinubu, and Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu have mourned Akwa Ibom First Lady Patience Umoh-Eno. The Lagos State government is set to partner with the African Development Bank to boost health infrastructure. Security chiefs in Lagos have warned against violence as organizers plan for October 1 protests. And on the foreign scene, we told you that over 1 million persons are at risk as Storm Helen left streets underwater in parts of Georgia. And for more news, please connect with Lagos Television on these social media platforms. And please consider this thought. Believe in yourself and have faith in your abilities, for without this, you cannot be successful or happy. And that's the way it is on the news at 8 on Lagos Television. In case of emergencies, please call 767 or 112. They are toll-free lines. Thank you for watching. I am Adetola Kayode. And on behalf of the crew, we wish that you have a wonderful night rest. God bless Nigeria.